Good evening, tubers. Madam Roy back once again. Well, first week of work is over, and I am tired. This has been an interesting experience, to say the least. Not really used to this kind of work. Mostly entailed a lot of stocking, a lot of pricing, a lot of moving big boxes, pallets around, stuff that my body just really isn't used to doing. And every bone in my body hurts right now. My back, my legs, my knees, everything. But it is a good kind of pain because it is an accomplished pain. Let's see who's here. Wow, 8 watchers, 3 likes. We got Eric here, who's sick of traffic, aren't we all? Reviews for Noobs has the flu. I'm sorry to hear. I hope you feel better. Max the Head got to sleep. Hope everything is well. And Nick Roberts says hi. This morning we had about 3.5 to 4 inches of snow on the ground. So I got my first experience at actually driving in the white stuff. From here to where I have to work is about 18 or so miles, a couple towns away. And it's mostly country roads, or state roads as they call them here. And they were pretty covered this morning, so I had to take it nice and slowly. But the Yukon, the GMC Yukon, was a trooper. Made it through them just fine, no slips or anything. I'm sure the new Cooper AT tires helped for sure. Do I miss Baxter? I miss my cats. Yeah, of course. You know, it's hard to be away from them, and probably have another 2 weeks at least of this, but it is what it is. They'll be happy when I get home, and yeah, they still have Dad to bother and pester. Brad Smith says hi. Hi, Brad. I got 12 people here now. I wasn't sure how many people would be here on a Friday night. I do have the weekend to myself, which is really nice. Not going to go work again till Monday. And, I'm not sure. I think tomorrow we're going to go visit with my aunt to visit a Christmas tree store that is closing. Very sad that it is closing. It's not the Christmas tree shop. Don't worry about that. It's some locally owned one. I want to say it's near Ithaca or something, but I'm just hoping that we don't have to take my Yukon because that is so fuel hungry, especially when you're driving around town. Hey, Matt, cold in New York. Yanks 1 fan 09. Yes, it is. Let me give you the temperature. I have to take my phone out of airplane mode. People have been bugging me all day. But I don't mind it, really. It is 21 degrees here in Green, not 12. That's, of course, inverted. What else we got? Eric Brunhammer, I'm home now, but it took me 37 minutes to make it 7.8 mile drive, which should be around 12 to 15 minutes. Yeah, traffic's never fun. We get plenty of it in Virginia. 35 here on Long Island and windy. Ooh, I bet you haven't gotten snow yet, though. I'm doing all right, Robert. I'm just very, very tired. I think I'm going to get to bed early tonight, even more tired than usual. Oddly enough, when I got back, I went and did some shopping at their other store here. That is Dad. I'll have to call him back a little bit later. Oh, well. Snow in the forecast next week. Not surprised. Well, actually, if you're in Long Island, then you're so close to the water there. I am a little surprised because generally I don't think you guys get it till December. The Lazy Fish Keeper, out of the loop. What is your new job? It's a temporary job, setting up a new store up in upstate New York. I cannot tell you exactly where it is. The store is not going to be opening until sometime in December, but it's basically just temporary, probably 2 or 3 weeks. And it's a very good experience. A lot of stocking, a lot of removing boxes from pallets. It's different than a lot of the work I've done in the past. Very taxing on the body, I'll tell you that much. Eric says 37 feels like 35 with a small craft advisory. Sonic Wang had bad gas today. I hope it's bad gas internally and not in your vehicle. That's really bad. I'm kind of punchy right now. I don't know why I did this live stream tonight, honestly. I probably should have just took the night off and rested, but I don't know. We'll see how far I can go with this. And then I have people that are trying to get computers from me now too. So it just never ends. I'm telling you, it's really, really crazy right now. I was hoping to get a little bit of vacation time in, which maybe we'll do this weekend. I can actually try to sleep in the morning. Though lately I've been going to bed like around 8:30, 9 at the latest, and getting up around 6 a.m., which I don't mind doing because it gives me more of the day. I can start and get my bike ride in, my exercise in the morning before I start work. And actually helps me stay fit and trim, but also doesn't do a lot for my lack of sleep. Got our first fire burning in the wood stove. Aunt Lisa's here. Hello. Oh, I don't know if she already said about our plans, but I think we're going to go with you tomorrow. So I think she knows what we're talking about. I'm not going to bed quite yet, Sonic Wang. I think I've got a few more minutes in me at least. 98%. I need to run this battery down. I was just sitting here watching reruns of the IT Crowd. If you guys have ever seen that TV show, it's a British comedy. Well, technically it's an Irish show, but everybody calls it a British comedy. And it was really, really funny. These two IT guys work in this big place. It's like a big place called Rendham Industries, humongous high rise. And they work out of the basement, and it's really funny. It's really hard to describe. You just have to watch it. You can see it on Netflix now. Lazy Fish Keeper. Matt, when I was your age, I lived on 4 hours of sleep. I have to do that some nights, but I don't know what it is. I always needed more sleep than most people. I really need at least 6 to 7 hours a night. If I don't get that, then I'm just not good the rest of the day, the next day, without a whole bunch of coffee. And I hate to do that because coffee makes you jittery, it raises your blood pressure, and it makes you more apt to make mistakes and, heck, even cut yourself at work. Eric Brunhammer is one of my favorite shows. My favorite episode is the second to the last episode called Bad Boys. I think I remember that one. My favorite one is the last episode of the first season called Aunt Irma Visits. And I'm not going to go into details about what they mean by that. You'll have to watch the show for yourself. But first season, very last episode. Aunt Lisa, I'm watching Life Uncontained on YouTube. People building houses out of shipping containers. Wow. That's kind of interesting. We have to look into that. I've always been interested when people find alternative housings. You know, we're not just talking about shipping containers, but small houses, people building like cave dwellings, you know, not your typical houses. A lot of times they're cheaper to maintain, they're cheaper to build, and heck, they're a lot more fun to live in. Nick Roberts, Matt, is it possible to use just a motherboard from a laptop as a computer plug in a LCD screen? Keyboard, mouse, and a shell of the screen are completely destroyed. You can. You would really need to build some kind of enclosure, though, because you really wouldn't want dust and small metal particles in the air getting to it. But theoretically, it is possible. You could just have your external power supply hooked up to it, the memory. Be an interesting project, but yeah, that could work. Again, what I would do is make like a neoprene plastic container for it. That way you keep all the elements out and just kind of make it like a glorified desktop. As a matter of fact, if you get a modern slimline desktop, chances are the motherboard that's in it is a laptop motherboard. Matt, what is your take on faster learning program? I'm not really well versed in that myself. Really don't have any comment on that. I just don't know enough about it. Kevin is here. Oh my goodness, the whole family's here. Look at this. Probably everybody wants to see how I did in my first week of work. Well, I'll tell you one thing. Using the pricing guns that they have, they're the little things that put the price stickers on all the products. You get a lot of ink on your hands, and they don't necessarily come off that easily. I've been scrubbing them all night and still got a little bit on there. Might have to take a shower later on. Other than that, it's been interesting. A lot of fun, but very hard on my body. This poor laptop can't handle a GoPro footage at 720p 30 FPS. I'm sure it's the processor. Hired Gun is here, Nick Roberts. Oh, i386. If you can use just the base of the laptop as a computer. Yeah, it's not ideal, but I mean, if you had to, then yeah, you could. Got my trusty water bottle here. Nice thing about it is it's so cold, we're keeping the bottled water not in the fridge, but on the back porch because that doesn't have any heat in it. And it stays maybe like 40, 45, and it's a perfect temperature for bottled water. Eric said he's made up his mind. He's getting a new laptop soon. I think I know what I'm going with. Well, as much as you use a laptop versus as much as I use a laptop, I can definitely understand you wanting to get one. Hey, Black Friday's coming up. Don't forget. Victor De La Fuente, Matt, hope you're having a wonderful day this evening. I am. I am definitely tired, but again, it's a very good, accomplished tired. I will need to call my father back here in a few minutes. I'm sure he's plenty upset that I didn't answer, but can't do it while doing a live stream. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. They had a bunch of buses, videos about buses. Was it Retro Chad? Might have been Retro Chad. I know the person. I think I know the person you're talking about. I know he hasn't uploaded videos in a long time. You tell him not that chatty tonight. Well, for good reason. What else do we want to talk about? Oh, let you guys know something. I actually brought up the Cannondale, the white Cannondale bike that I purchased a few months ago. And I'm glad I did because that actually has what you would consider snow tires on a bike. And I actually took that out twice today when the roads were snow covered and ice covered. And that thing did great. I was able to ride it up and down hills. No slipping, no sliding. And this was at a time when there were cars that couldn't even make it up and down the road. So I'm glad I brought that up because if we see a significant snowfall while I'm up here and I absolutely have to get to the store, and even my Yukon can't get out, at the very least, I have the bike to be able to get me to the stores. He also attended Carrie Holzman. Yeah, I honestly don't remember. I think it may have been that guy Retro Chad, but I don't remember if he ever attended a live stream of mine or not. Not sure. 16 watchers, 8 likes. Awesome. Oh. One thing I will tell you, if you are all fans of Aldi, like the rest of our family is, every once in a while they'll get these little battery banks in. Now, this particular one came from Lidl, but Aldi pretty much sells the same ones. I bought quite a few of these. They were only like $10 on sale, and I think these are, see how many milliamp hours these are, if I can even read it. 6,000 milliamp hours. So this will charge my cell phone about 1.5 times. And this one I like because it actually has a LED readout to tell you the percentage of battery that's left in here. These are well worth picking up. You can get more expensive ones, but in my experience, this one works fine. I-386 memory. I sold a video card on eBay. It sold yesterday, but payment was in PayPal cash today. I Googled the address, and it comes back as scammer and bad eBay seller. But I did get the money. If you got the money already through PayPal, what I would suggest doing, transfer it to your bank account. And once it gets into your bank account, then ship the product. At that point, there's nothing they can do. I mean, I honestly don't think they could do anything once it gets into PayPal. But if you want to be doubly sure, transfer the money from your PayPal account to your bank account. And as long as that clears, ship it out. Because at that point, you got the money. Now, one thing I'd be careful, they may come back and say, oh, they didn't get the card, or they got it and it was damaged. So you may want to make sure you do insurance. But it's one reason I haven't been selling on eBay for a while. There was just too many scams like that. Erico's probably not surprising. I'm looking at a Lenovo Legion Y540 with an Intel Core i7-9750H and NVIDIA 1660 Ti. That's a serious laptop right there. I'm always leery, though, about i7s and laptops, mainly for heat distribution. Almost every i7 laptop that I've come across has had problems with overheating. I prefer going with a high-end i5. It's going to be a lot cooler, a lot more efficient. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit on the slower side, but it's marginal compared to the i7 counterpart. Okay. So you got the money, already sent it out, and the address is a storage unit, and you got the tracking number. That's about the best you can do, honestly. I mean, again, that's just why I don't like selling on eBay unless I absolutely have to. Well, all right, everybody. I am ending the live stream here. I've got to call my dad back. I'm sorry it wasn't any longer tonight. Thank everybody for coming. Please continue to like and subscribe. I'll keep you updated on everything goes. And as always, have a blessed day and enjoy your weekend.